So the one cool thing about metric conversions is you will never need to convert more than 2 times within the metric system. I know many of you were taught to use the up and down thing. I know that I spoke to one of you and you're like, oh, I never understood that. I didn't either. I understand, because I would like to think of it mathematically and not just running up and down a bunch of things that don't make sense to me. So I'm going to give you, and these are going to be the exact same things for length, for weight, and for capacity. Length, you will only need to know the term meters. Everything will be based on meters. Meters, 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 meters. That's going to be your middle way to everything. Okay. So when they said up and down, I don't do that. I go to meters and then I go where I need to go. I always have a way to get to meters. Okay. And the metric system only uses 3 things: meters, liters, and grams. And that's it. Everything else has to do with how many more meters or how fewer meters or liters or grams. Okay. So I'll show you. We're going to start by doing a 1-step conversion just to get it loosened up. And I want to convert 7.5 meters to centimeters. So I just need to come up here and find centimeters. These are all meters. These are all meters. There's centimeters right here. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. That is the conversion I'm going to use. All right, there's my conversion. I like to have it written down where I'm going to use it. So I'm going to start with what they're giving me. They're giving me 7.5 meters. Please feel free to put that over 1 if you want to. Okay. Now I know I want to get rid of my meters and I'm going to centimeters, and I have a way to do that right there. Once I get it to where my meters are going to cancel, I can plug in the numbers. 100 centimeters is 1 meter. Multiplying straight across. My meters are gone. I'm left with centimeters. Fantastic. All right, 7.5 times 100. Calculator. No going up and down, nothing. Times 100. 750. So 7.5 meters is 750 centimeters. The next one, and every one after this, we're going to have to do 2 steps of conversions. Period. That's the most we'll have to do today, period. The next one's going to convert to 1,250 millimeters to centimeters. Okay, well, this tells me that I'm going to start with millimeters. And as I've already told you, we can take every stinking one of these and get to meters. And then we're going to go on to centimeters. All right. Start with what you're given. 1,250 millimeters. I know I need 2 conversions. I know I need to get rid of my millimeters, go to meters, get rid of my meters, go to centimeters. Every stinking time. This is exactly how you're going to do this. I promise. Okay. Once I get these set up, these will cross out, these will cross out. Fantastic. Now I can plug in my numbers. How many millimeters are equivalent to the meters? Well, here's the millimeters, 1,000. Here's the meter, 1. Centimeter, 100. Meter, 1. You always multiply straight across. Millimeters gone, meters are gone. We're left with centimeters, which is what we wanted. 1,250 times 1 times 100 is 125,000. 1,000 times 1 is 1,000. And I know this is centimeters. Now, don't ever, ever, ever give me a fraction. I don't want to. You don't either. And you don't want to reduce that. And neither do I. So I'm just going to take what's already in my calculator, the 125,000, and divide by 1,000. And I get 125 centimeters. Convert 1,250 millimeters to centimeters, done. Yeah, we could have just gone up 1 on the scale, but you will never have to learn the scale at all as long as you have the conversions. Let's go to the next one. 30 million millimeters to kilometers. I know I'm going to go from millimeters to meters to kilometers. Okay. 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. I can write that conversion if I want to. And 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. Those are my two conversions. And these are the steps that I'm going to be taking. So this tells me my starting unit is millimeters, 30 million, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 millimeters, mm. I don't want millimeters, so I'm going to get rid of millimeters and go to meters. Then I'm going to take and get rid of meters and go to kilometers. These crossed, I'm left with kilometers. Fantastic. Now I just plug in my numbers. 1,000 millimeters is 1 meter. 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. Multiplying straight across, my millimeters are gone, my meters are gone. I'm left with kilometers. Fantastic. 30 million times 1 is 30 million. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1,000 times 1,000. This is not 1,000 times 2. 1,000 times 1,000 is 1, 2, 3, 1 million. All right, divide this. Do not leave it like this. You must divide. So 30 million divided by 1 million is 30. So 30 kilometers or kilometers are 30 million millimeters. Let's go to the next one. Start with what you're given, 230 decimeters, 230,000. Now this is decimeters. I want you to see something here. Decimeters is dm. Decameters is DAM. So deci is D, deca, it could be DECA, or you could see DEKA. One's a British spelling and one's an English. All right, or American. So decameters is DAM. Decimeters is DM. So we're going to use DM because it's decimeters. We're going to go from decimeters to meters to hectometers. And hectometers are HM. Okay. 1 hectometer is 100 meters. And the other conversion is decimeters. There's 10 to 1 meter. Got my two conversions. Starting with decimeters. I'm going to get rid of decimeters and go to meters. Get rid of meters and go to hectometers. Okay, once I get my, they're going to cross out properly, plug in your numbers. 10 decimeters, 1 meter. 100 meters to 1 hectometer. Multiplying straight across. Decimeters are gone, meters are gone, left with hectometers. Fantastic. We have 230,000 times 1 is 230,000 over 10 times 100 is 1,000. Do not leave it like this. Please divide. All right. Don't give me a fraction. Give me a decimal or whatever it gives you when you divide. So 230,000 divided by 1,000 is going to be 230. Don't forget your unit, hectometers. That's how many hectometers are in 230,000 decimeters. That was meters. That had to do with the length. All right. If you want to think of what the length of a meter is, it's about the length of a yardstick. So about 3 feet. Now we're going to talk about weight. In America, weight can be specified as tons, pounds, ounces. We're talking strictly grams because it has to do with the metric system. And weight is only measured in grams for the metric system, all right? With different prefixes. And you'll notice again, I did the same thing that I did with the meters. So again, you always can get from one conversion to another in 2 steps, just by using grams as your base. All right. So we're going to go from hectograms to grams to decigrams. And those conversions are 100 grams is equal to 1 hectogram, and decigrams, 10 decigrams are equal to 1 gram. Start with what you're given. 1.75 hectograms. We're going to do 2 conversions, all we need. I want to get rid of my hectograms, go to grams, get rid of my grams, and go to my decigrams. Now I plug in my numbers. 100 grams, 1 hectogram. 10 decigrams to 1 gram. Multiplying straight across. This one, there's no dividing, because the only thing on the denominator is ones. My hectograms are gone, my grams are gone, I'm left with decigrams. So I just need to multiply 1.75 times 100 times 10, and I get 1,750 decigrams. Okay, let's do the same thing with the next one. Now, as you're going through this, I hope you're pausing the video for each problem now. At this point, I hope you've got it. You should be able to do the rest of this packet because it's all exactly the same way. No more than 2 conversions. Okay. Pause the video, attempt this next one, and then come back to see how you did. So 875,000 centigrams. We're going to start with centigrams to grams to kilograms. And I know that there are 100 centigrams and 1 gram. And I know there's 1,000 grams and 1 kilogram. Now I just need to set up with what they gave me. 875,000 centigrams, and set up my 2 conversions. I'm going to start by getting rid of what the starting value is, and I'm going to head to my middle one, my base, grams. I need to get rid of my base and go to where they're officially wanting me to go, kilograms. All right, once you get these set up, kilogram, centigram, centigram, gram, gram, left kilogram, sweet. Now I plug in my numbers. 1 gram is 100 centigrams, and 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. Multiplying straight across. Kilograms are gone. Grams are gone. I'm left with kilograms. Sweet. I am going to have to divide on this one because there's numbers in the denominator other than 1. So 875,000 times 1 is 875,000. 100 times 1,000 is 100,000. And then lastly, once we get to this point, please do not leave it as a fraction. Always divide. So 875,000 divided by 100,000 is 8.75. And always put every number that you get when you do this. There's a reason for it. When you're converting, do not just put 8.8 or 9. No, put the exact number that you get when you do this. And it should always be made up of the numbers that are in the original question. There should never be, like, if this is 875,000, you should never get 9.34. That's not how metric works. All right, convert 2.7 kilograms to decigram. Attempt this one yourself and come back and see how you did. So we're going to start from kilograms to grams to decigrams. And I'm going to give you the conversions. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. And then we're going from grams to decigrams. So 1 gram is 10 decigrams. Start with what you're given, 2.7 kilograms. Get your 2 conversions set up. We want to get rid of kilograms. So starting unit goes in the bottom. And we're heading to grams. We don't want grams. So they'll cross out now, and I can get to decigrams. Once I get these set up, and I know they'll cross out, that's when I come in, I plug in my numbers. 1,000 grams is 1 kilogram, and 10 decigrams is 1 gram. We're going to multiply straight across. We will not have to divide on this one because there's only ones in the denominator. I'm left with decigrams. Fantastic. 2.7 times 1,000 times 10 is 27,000 decigrams. That's how many decigrams are in 2.7 kilograms. Okay. All right. Did that come out right? Decigrams to, yes, because there's only 10. All right, next one. Convert 420,000 milligrams to hectograms. Pause the video, attempt this one yourself. We're going to go from milligrams to grams to hectograms. There are 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram, and there are 100 grams in 1 hectogram. Start with what you're given, 420,000. This is milligrams. Set up your 2 conversions. Again, that's the most you should need. Starting unit is in the top, so that means we need starting unit in the bottom, so they'll cross out. Going to our base unit of grams, and then get rid of our base unit of grams, and then go to where we actually want to go, hectograms. Okay. If you already know how to do this without using this process, I'm totally cool with that. I'm just trying to help those who still struggle with it. All right, so grams and milligrams. There is 1 gram for every 1,000 milligram, and then there is 1 hectogram for every 100 gram. Multiplying straight across, milligrams are gone, grams are gone. I'm left with hectograms. We are going to have to divide here. This is 420,000 times 1 times 1 is 420,000. And then 1,000 times 100 is 100,000. Number over number, we have to divide. So 420,000 divided by 100,000 is 4.2. So 4.2 hectograms. Do not forget your unit. That's why we're doing all this. So we've talked about measurement. Oh, that's my alarm. We've talked about measurement. We've talked, and that was with meters. We've talked about weight. That was with grams. Now we're going to talk about volume, which is how much something can hold. Like this glass has a volume. How much volume can it hold? And this is one thing that is not new to y'all because you've all seen a 2 liter of Coke or Pepsi or whatever it is your beverage of choice. So you've seen probably 1 liter, 2 liter, you may have seen a 3 liter. So you've seen metric system in play in the United States with the liters and the volume. All right. And the cool thing about metric, it's the same thing for no matter what we do. Okay. So instead of meters, instead of grams, we're going to use liters. So everything, our base unit is liters when it comes to volume. So I've got to convert 235 deciliters to centiliters. All right, well, I know if I start with deciliters, D-A-L, and the L can be large or small. It doesn't matter. It used to, but not anymore. We're going to have to get that to our base unit of liters, and then we're going to get it all the way to where we want it, centiliters. So I'm going to use 10 liters is 1 deciliter. And I'm going to use the centiliters. 1 liter is equal to 100 centiliters. Start with what you're given. So 235 deciliters. 2 conversions. Again, this is all we need. We need to get rid of the starting unit and go to our base unit. Get rid of the base unit and go to our ending unit. That's it. Plug in your numbers and multiply. So 10 liters is 1 deciliter. 100 centiliters is 1 liter. Multiplying straight across. Deciliters are crossed out. Liters are crossed out. I'm left with centiliters. Fantastic. Notice there's only 1s in the denominator, so I'm multiplying and then I'm done. So 235 times 10 times 100 is 235,000. Do not forget centiliters. Okay. Pause the video and attempt this next one yourself. and the one after that. All right, 32,500,000 millimeters to kilometers. I'm sorry, kiloliters. So we're going to start with milliliters to liters to kiloliters. Well, it helps if I can spell. Kiloliters. And I'm to get from milliliters to liters, there's 1,000 milliliters in a liter, and there are 1,000 liters in 1 kiloliter, according to my conversions. Always start with what you're given, 332,500,000. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And this is milliliters. Set up your units. I need 2 conversions. Milliliters is our starting unit. We need it to go away and go to liters. And we need to get rid of our liters and go to kiloliters. Once we get that set up, we plug in our numbers and multiply. All right, so 1,000 milliliters. We are going to have to divide. Just put numbers in the bottom. And 1,000 liters to 1 kiloliter. Multiplying straight across. Milliliters is gone, liters is gone. I'm left with kiloliters. That's sweet. We've got 32,500,000, 32,500,000 over 1,000 times 1,000 is 1 million. And now, because there's a number on top of a number, we have to divide. So 3, 2, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, divided by 1 million. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is 32.5. And this is kiloliters. Okay. Next one, we're going from milliliters to decaliters. So you're going to start with what you're given, 267,000 milliliters. We're going to do 2 conversions. We're going to go from milliliters to liters and from liters to decaliters. All right, now I'm going to get my conversions. Milliliters to liters, there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. And then decaliters to liters, there is 1 deciliter for 10 liters. We know we're going to have to divide on this one. All right. Multiplying straight across. Milliliters are gone, liters are gone, left with deciliters, which is what we want. We're going to have to divide. 267,000 times 1 times 1 is 267,000. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. Please do not leave it like this. You must divide. Give me a decimal or something different. 1, 2, 3 divided by 10,000. And I got 26.7 deciliters. Okay. Next one, 35,000 centiliters to hectoliters. Pause the video, attempt this one yourself, and then come back to see how you did. All right, so we're going to start with what we're given, 35,000. And this is deciliters. We're going to have to get rid of our deciliter and go to liters. That's our base, and then get rid of our base and go to our hectoliters. Now, I haven't even looked at my conversions yet. I just set up my units because that's the most important part. Now I need to go up and look at my units. How many deciliters to liters? Deciliters. 10 deciliters to a liter. All right, and then hectoliters to liters. 1 hectoliter is 100 liters. All right, got my numbers plugged in. Deciliters are gone, liters are gone, left with hectoliters. That's what we want. Sweet. I'm going to have to, sorry, y'all. I'm going to have to divide here. 35,000 times 1 is 35,000. 10 times 100 is 1,000. Now I have to divide because there's a number over a number. 35,000 divided by 1,000 is 35. So my answer is 35 hectoliters. Okay. If you're worried about putting in the wrong abbreviation, just write the word. You don't have to worry about it. All right, last page. A marathon is 42.195 kilometers or kilometers. Pick a word. How many centimeters is that? Well, I'm going to go back and look at my rates, at my conversion. Here they are right here. And I have them accessible to me. Oh, that's grams. I need meters. Okay. All right. Make sure you have these available to you when you're doing your homework. Start with what you're given, 42.195. And this is kilometers. We know we're going to have to get rid of our kilometers and go to our base, which is meters, and then get rid of our base and go to what they want. They want centimeters. All right. What is the ratio or the conversion from meters to kilometers? Well, 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. And then centimeters and meters, 100 centimeters is 1 meter. Only multiplying on this one. Kilometers are gone, meters are gone, left with centimeters. Now I got to put the numbers in. 42.195 times 1,000 times 100. And that is, let me write this in, 42.19500. 3123. There you go. So 42.195 kilometers is 4,219,500 centimeters. Attempt this next one yourself. Converting a race distance, how many centimeters are in a 5K race? And what does the K stand for? Well, the K stands for kilo, which means 1,000. Okay. So we're going to have to start with 5K. So 5 kilo what? Well, it's distance, so it has to be meters. Kilometers. That's our starting point. We know we're going to have to do 2 conversions to get to centimeters because they're not asking us to go straight to meters. So starting unit, base unit, ending unit. Once you get that set up, kilometers over kilometers, meters over meters, centimeters, and you get what we want, then we can just plug in the numbers. There are 1,000 meters and 1 kilometer. There's this up here. And then for centimeters to meters, there's 100 centimeters per meter. Only multiplying on this one. Kilometers are gone, meters are gone. Left with centimeters, which is fantastic. And so I just need to multiply 5 times 1,000 times 100. And I got 500,000 centimeters are in the race. All right. Next one, measuring medicine dosages. Your stomach can hold 1,500 milliliters. And now we're going to liters. How many liters can it hold? Oh, okay. We're just going from milliliters to liters. That's only one conversion because liters is our base. So 1,500 milliliters is what we're starting with. And we're only doing one conversion to get from milliliters to liters. I know there's 1,000 milliliters and 1 liter. Multiplying straight across. Milliliters is gone. You get 1,500. And this is liters over 1,000. Use your calculator because when you've got number over number, you have to divide. So 1,500 divided by 1,000 is 1.5 liters. So your stomach can hold 1.5 liters. So if you think about that in terms of those beverages, they're 2 liters. It can hold 3/4 of that, or it can hold 1.5 of the 1 liters. All right, then the last one here is our science labs. Doctors want our weights in kilograms. My scale says my dog weighs 544,311 decilgrams. How many kilograms is that? So pause the video, attempt this one yourself, and come back to see how you did. We've got to start with what we're given, 544,311 decilgrams. So that's DG. That's my starting unit. So I need to get rid of my starting unit. And I'm going to go to my base unit. Base unit is grams, so G. Then I need to get rid of my base unit and go to what they want. They want kilograms. Now I need to go look at my conversions. For weight, all right, grams and decigrams. 1 gram, 10 decigrams, and then 1,000 grams is 1 kilogram. Okay, got my number set up. Multiplying left to right, decigrams is gone, grams is gone. I'm left with kilograms. Fantastic. Now I'm going to have to divide on this one. 544,311 times 1 times 1 is 544,311. 10 times 1,000 is 10,000. Please do not leave it in this format. You must divide when you see a number over a number. So 544,311 divided by 10,3,000 is 54. Write the entire thing. 0.4311 kilograms. And that's it for today's notes. Let me know what questions you have. Please get your homework done, and so that way you're ready for the next step.